writing that we worked on. And I'm going to start with the section that I wrote, and we're going to go a little bit back and forth. So it's about healthy desire. Desire can get a bad rap in Buddhism, but not in the movies. We want to view the movies that we desire. I suppose watching movies at the theater is somewhat outdated because most people now watch at home on their TV screen. When I wander the aisles of Costco, I sometimes desire a huge TV screen with the highest resolution. Come to think of it, maybe Costco is a citadel of desire. When does desire lead us astray? Sometimes it's obvious, like when we drink more alcohol than we should, or eat more chocolate, or have sex with the wrong people. Though most of the time, it's much more complex and nuanced. Oh, we love those words in meditation, in reflective meditation. Why do we desire knowing the complexity and the nuances in our experience? Well, that's because it opens up experience, giving it more depth and breadth. And that really feels good to me. Though more importantly, it leads to greater wisdom and compassion. Discerning what feels good from what is good for the environment, good for our development, good for our communities, good at this time and under the current conditions, ethically good. This is not easy to know.
I'm in a quandary. I really want to sing with other people. I've been singing alone through the pandemic and want to learn how to harmonize my alto voice and sing melodies that I hear on Pandora. I set up a special station, the Waylon Jennings station that I listen to all the time. And in this quandary, I find myself focused, very, very one-pointed. And it just makes me consider, I assumed that deep attention would come when I found the right as in eightfold path right, place to sing. Then I'd be able to concentrate and develop the musical skills I want to. Though some may call it obsession, I can see finding a place to sing as a focus which I care about, think about, aspire to, in meditation and outside of meditation. In my search, I met with a small group of women for the Threshold Choir, a nonprofit with a mission to sing at the hospice bedsides. And we sang a cappella together. Our voices blended beautifully. And the Threshold Choir cause, it's really a noble one. It parallels my Dharma teachings, and it really pulls at my heartstrings with our Sangha members aging, getting diagnoses, and staring imminent death in the face. But I can't get over the absence of a violin or a guitar, the string instruments that accompany our human voices. Again, it doesn't feel right. Right as in where my heart is now. I want something more. Is that a valid kind of desire? I don't need it. Here's a situation where I could just follow the conditions close to me, in front of me. No one with a violin is asking me to sing with them. Could give this up, let it go. Why do I consider this a valid desire? Maybe even a valid need, even though I can't quite define it yet. These kinds of heart desires set up seeking, looking for something more, something that calls to us, to me, something attractive and inspiring. Yet those longings come with self-warning questions. Am I just dissatisfied with what I have? Why am I being so choosy? Is it too much? Too much choosiness? Will all this lead to an uncomfortable, hard-to-handle obsession?
For me, it's easier to know what is not good. It leaves a bad taste. I mean this about food, but also metaphorically. I feel bad afterwards. The best example is drinking too much and waking up with a hangover and feeling awful. Okay, now we're in the world of addiction. Gets even more complicated. Some of our bodies can handle alcohol, and we can learn from a hangover to moderate how much we imbibe the next time. To make a course correction regarding what is, quote, bad for us often entails the capacity to remember how bad it felt. Remembering is a good translation for sati, which is commonly translated as mindfulness. Lately, most of my desire goes towards creative expression. Why is that? I have no aspirations of becoming a famous potter, watercolor artist, or writer. Instead, I love the process. It demands focus. Some would call this one-pointed attention. Oh, I don't do it perfectly, but the more I do it, the better the results. For example, yesterday I was working on 3 monkeys I made out of clay. Their smallish curved tails were very vulnerable, and I needed to be very careful, very mindful not to break them. It demanded my focus. Focus is one translation of the Pali word samadhi. Most meditation instructions are about how and what to focus upon, though there aren't any that say focus upon monkeys' tails. I just added that. We've said it many times, though right now I want to scream it from the rooftops. Samadhi feels good. Oh, and also the clay itself feels good. It's a tactile pleasure. So what about pottery? Is it a healthy desire? It's complicated. Okay, my house may be too full of ceramic pieces, though looking around at them is uplifting. And I generously give away many ceramic pieces, and generosity feels good. Low kilns themselves, they use up way too much power. And glazes, they're full of chemicals. Even though we try not to pour them down the sink and do various things, they're still full of chemicals. And these all lead to problems for our environment. I desire creative expression, though I best stay aware of its impact upon myself, upon others, upon the environment.
We are given warnings from the Buddhist tradition about desire. The Pali word is tanha. It points to deep thirst, longing, craving, craving to become, craving to not become, craving to exist, craving to not exist. These deep existential cravings that keep us tied to being born into worlds of suffering. But in this world, we are living lives of creative expression amidst a world of suffering, of dukkha. In fact, suffering, tender vulnerability, dissatisfaction, etc., they can be the impetus to search for more healthy desires.